In our second game, defending national champion Duke joins the ACC tournament fray. Grayson Allen and Brandon Ingram will lead the Blue Devils against an NC State squad that rode Cat Barber and Maverick Rowan to a dramatic win in the first round. Stay tuned as the second day of the New York Life ACC tournament rolls on. This is the 2016 New York Life ACC Tournament, the capital of hoops, the District of Champions, Washington, D.C. And game 2 of day 2, the second round of the ACC Tournament. Our matchup, the NC State Wolfpack, the Duke Blue Devils for the 26th time in the ACC Tournament. It is great to have you with us for the New York Life ACC Tournament. Tom Wormy along with Corey Alexander. And Corey, what a great matchup we have. It is another rivalry game to back up the one we just had in Pittsburgh and Syracuse.
And you get an opportunity to see the old Tobacco Road rivalry this time with NC State taking on Duke. And you're talking about two teams, and let's face it, they don't like each other either. So both teams wanting and having a lot to play for here. But knowing for Duke, a number 5 seed has never won the ACC tournament. The Blue Devils trying to be the first to ever do so.
These teams met in the quarters last year, and Duke was a winner against NC State. Brandon Ingram, freshman of the year in the ACC. And Ingram is the leading scorer among freshmen in the conference. Here's the chart for Ingram from our friends at Shot Analytics. Corey, there's a lot of hexagons on there, and that represents volume.
Well, Brandon Ingram is a spectacular offensive player and one that most likely we'll only see in college basketball for 1 year, but it's been a great year for him. But at 6'9", he is a matchup problem with his ability to shoot the basketball from well beyond the three-point line. And you can't give him space because he's also very adept at putting the basketball on the floor, attacking the rim, and finishing.
For NC State, Maverick Rowan had a breakout game yesterday. He made 6 3-pointers in the win against Wake Forest, a very closely contested game, but clearly his three-point shooting was the difference for the Pack.
Well, Brandon Ingram was the ACC's Freshman of the Year, but Maverick Rowan was the freshman of the first round because he was on fire all night versus he was on fire all night versus Wake Forest and getting many opportunities beyond the three-point line. A career high, 24 points, 6 3-pointers. And then, of course, he has a guy by the name of Cat Barber, the ACC's leading scorer, right beside him that makes things easier and takes a lot of the attention away from the defense.
You know, Cat Barber had 22 points in the game yesterday. A quiet 22? Is that possible?
It's a quiet 22 when you've got Maverick having a loud 24, but Cat Barber, I'm sure, will be much more aggressive today, but he's going to have to contend with the most aggressive player maybe in the ACC, and Grayson Allen on the other side for Duke.
Yeah, the teams have met twice this year, Corey, and Grayson Allen has scored 28 points in each of those victories for Duke.
Well, we'll say that defense has not been the calling card for NC State this year, but they're going to have a much better defensive effort today if they want to try to control Grayson Allen.
Yeah, Duke scored 88 points in both of those winning efforts in February and January against NC State. Coming up, Tim Brandt, Mike Jaminski, Debbie Antonelli have the call of Game 2, Round 2 at the New York Life ACC Tournament.
We are in the Penn Quarter, right around the corner from Chinatown. 2 blocks off Constitution Avenue at the Verizon Center for the ACC basketball tournament. It's day 2, game 4 of the ACC tournament, and that's another rival game, as you heard Tom and Corey talk about. They're saying NC State and Duke is a rivalry, and it is.
You know, I think NC State, again, a slight edge maybe at the beginning of the game because they've had game action. They played yesterday, but you've got 2 teams that play very short rotations. NC State 7 guys, Duke 6 guys.
You look at what Duke had to do, or what NC State had to do yesterday in the first game, Mike. They're going to have to really reach down deep to keep this thing. Take us through the Carolina forward keys to the game.
Well, for NC State, they're going to have to defend the perimeter and limit Duke's three-point shooting to the extent that they can. And for Duke, there are a number of things that are important, but they've got to get to the free throw line. That's been a huge factor in the 2 wins, both of which have been very high-scoring affairs in the regular season.
Folks, this is a duel among the 2 top scorers in the Atlantic Coast Conference. We're just about set. Game 2, second day, ACC tournament, Duke and NC State coming up next.
Don't talk too much. Nah, man. Good. You good? Yes. You look awful.
Questions?
What adjustments do you...
Gatorade Recover. Protein and carbs for athletes, because the way you recover affects the way you play.
I actually started playing the game at 11 years old, so I started a little bit later than most players. But I was actually raised on Fighting Joe. The value here at Robert Trent Jones is unsurpassable. I mean, I have looked to other places. I've traveled all the way across the country. Everything is perfect as far as everything is the golf course, the rolling of the greens. Everything that I've encountered has just been absolutely incredible. And for the money that you spend, for the value that you actually get, it is unsurpassable. I'd recommend it for anybody.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Food Lion. Life's better with the Lion. By your local Chevy dealers. And by New York Life. Keep good going.
A look at the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial. And let's take a look at the Food Lion starting lineups. Brought to you by Food Lion. You see the Martin twins are going to start. B.J. Anya will not start this game, meaning that NC State's tallest player will be Abdul Malik Abu at 6'8", 250 pounds. Let's go over to Debbie.
Well, guys, NC State going with that small lineup to start the game because the greatest challenge they have is defensive game planning for Grayson Allen. When you take a look at the way Grayson Allen scores, and the highest percentage of his points come from two, but he is outstanding getting to the free throw line. And as you mentioned, Mike Jaminski, Duke has to get to the line, and Grayson Allen is a tough check for the Wolfpack.
And speaking of tough checks, number 12 in red isn't too bad either, and really good at getting to the free throw line himself. So it's going to be an interesting chess match out there.
Barber, known for his driving ability, one of the nation leaders with 261 free throws, so he gets to the line a lot too. Here comes Duke. Their first possession, they go inside to Plumlee, kick it out. They'll bring it back in. Here's Jones. This is for three. And Duke's on the board. Their first bucket of the tournament.
Well, Matt Jones, 41% from three, and usually he likes to get off to a good start.
Maverick Rowan had 6 threes yesterday in the win over Wake Forest. That's a career high for him. Martin turns it over. Caleb Martin took his eyes off of it. And they score easily at the other end. Kennard just took it right to the basket.
Yeah, I just think it was just a lack of concentration by Caleb Martin. He was looking to see what the play was, and Kennard right there, he never really caught the ball, but good transitions. Showed some pretty good speed in the open floor.
Mike, it took everything for NC State to win yesterday over Wake as Cat Barber knocks down his first 3 of the game. Any fatigue? Would that be a factor here with 2 days in a row?
I don't think it catches up with you on the second day, Tim. I think it's the third day where it really starts to wear on you.
Great first step. Plumlee with a rebound. Ball's still loose. Plumlee again gets it back and finally taken away by Abu. Cat Barber, yes sir. He loves to play against Duke.
Yeah, and it's in the transition too in the open floor, and it's a case where all 5 sets of eyes have to be on him and have a awareness of where he is.
I tell you what you're going to see today as Kennard gets his bucket off the basket. That's his second of the game. He has 4 points. Boy, Barber looked at another one. We're going to see a duel today between Barber and Allen. They're not on each other, but they are the 2 leading scorers in the ACC, and there is a competition.
Matt Jones has got some nice size to guard Barber.
Here's Martin. Abu. His shot will count, and he'll go to the line and shoot 1 more.
Well, here's the look. There's a nice interior pass. It's a deep shot. It looked like Kennard got the foul.
It is his first.
And that's big, Tim. There's 2 things that Duke can't suffer throughout this tournament. 1, injury, and 2, foul trouble, especially to Marshall Plumlee. And especially in this game with the bigs that NC State has.
Abu gives NC State a 1-point lead. Here's Ingram with the drive. Barber comes up with it. And the Cat will push it. He goes to the left hand, and he's hit hard, and he's a little bit shaken up as Duke pushes it the other way. Cat Barber still grimacing a little bit.
You wanted the Allen-Barber matchup. You got it on that play.
Man.
This is in full speed. This is how fast he is. The referees just decided to say play on at that point.
Meanwhile, Cody Martin picks up his first personal. Allen for 3. Makes it look so easy.
Yeah, 42% from 3, and it was kind of a little brush half screen by Plumlee that time, which got him some room.
You know, Allen plays so hard and hits the floor so often. Mike has actually said he worries about his health.
Yep, no question about it. That wood isn't soft.
Abu with a jumper.
I think NC State's bigs have to be really productive in this game.
Abu's off to a great start, Mike. 5 points.
Yep, that was a good shot by him, and you know, getting his range extended with that early layup.
Kennard being very aggressive to start this game.
You can see Duke Plumlee is the only one on the offensive glass. They got 4 guys back, and that's because of Barber.
They get it to Abu again. Abu, how about his start? Rack up 7 in the box score already.
That really is. He had a nice game yesterday. He had 9 points, 9 rebounds, but off to a much quicker start.
Allen kicks it back. Ingram for 3. Yes.
What a freshman year he's had. That was a no-brainer as far as who the freshman of the year was in the conference.
Willie Anderpekis, Tim Tomer, and Mike Eads are your officials in this ball game. Running one-hander. How about that little jump hook?
Well, and you know what? If you're Duke, you're going to defend him and drive him off the 3-point line. You'd much rather see him attacking the basket than drilling threes.
Back to Allen. He doesn't need a lot to shoot. Doesn't need much room. NC State's got 5 on 4. Cat Barber now locates Plumlee. He gets back on defense. Cat Barber for 3.
You see, Ingram there was a switch there, and he got hung up a little bit, went underneath the screen, and Barber has really improved his range this year.
If you were with us for the first game, it started, the shot clocks wouldn't work, so they used a shot clock on the floor, but the shot clock now is back, working, running over top of the basket like it usually is. Here's Plumlee, and he's fouled. Foul will be on Maverick Rowan. Everybody's seeing a big basket at the start of this game. It's already 17-13. And I mean, Boo is out to a quick start for the Wolfpack. NC State out to an early 4-point lead, 14:41 to play in the first half. Getting the auto zone, and well, I tell you, Boo got into the auto zone in a hurry. He's been in the zone today, the auto zone. Here he is. He's got 8 quick points.
Well, 14 double-doubles this year, and in ACC play, average 14 points and 9 rebounds, so you know the production is there. And this is just the early report on Abu, 7 points, and has not gotten a rebound yet, shooting a higher percentage. But the surprise start of with Kennard in the game, and now Thornton coming into the game for the first time.
Well, the 2 explosive guards, Kat Barber and of course Grayson Allen, they figure to be a major part of what promises to be an exciting game. Already 3 ties, 5 lead changes. Let's go over to Debbie. She was in the huddle.
I was in NC State's huddle, and guys, defensively they want to continue to force Grayson Allen left. They know he's a driver. They want to make him go left. They feel their percentages are better there. And then because Duke is switching on everything with Cat, they're going to try to get him in a big ball screen so that he can get the switch there and take a big guy to the basket.
Well, that means getting Abu out on the floor and seeing if they can get Plumlee out in space doing that. And you know, it's funny, Deb, that early on Grayson Allen was really a strong right-handed driver, but he's gotten a lot better going to his left. And you get a guy who can put it down both ways. He's awfully tough to defend.
He's also one of the best dunkers in the country. Plumlee has his first 2 points of the game. 7-foot graduate student from Warsaw, Indiana.
Jeter out on the floor now, getting some early time. They're going to try to get Marshall Plumlee some rest.
Get our first look at B.J. Anya as he comes into the game. Had foul trouble all day against Notre Dame on Saturday. Did okay yesterday, but they want to keep him out of foul trouble here. So they bring him in after the twins, Martin twins, had started.
Not the offensive threat that Abu is.
Good follow once, twice, dominated the boards there, and Martin gets 2 out of it. Caleb Martin.
One of the things that Duke was really concerned about coming into this game was NC State's size and their ability to score on second and third shots, which happened that time.
Kennard's been aggressive. He's been active. Here's a good follow on his foul. Jeter will go to the line.
And I tell you what, nobody would benefit more from that basket than Chase Jeter. And this is him, you know, Anya loses a little bit of sight of him when he gets inside, but he has struggled with his confidence at times, and you know, that certainly helps. But this is NC State playing volleyball at the rim.
So there it is. B.J. Anya picks up his first personal foul. Jeter doesn't hit the free throw. Kat Barber now brings it back for the Wolfpack.
I see Thornton really trying to keep him on that right side, not let him change sides of the floor.
Here's Martin, a little spin move, step back, drop, step in. How about that shot? A little dipsy doodle.
Yeah, he's got Caleb's got a little bit of a size advantage over Kennard, and understands that and wants to try to get closer to the rim. But that was good use of the pump fake.
Ingram looks at the 3 and buries it.
And then Cody Martin got his hand up, but Ingram doesn't even see that. He just plays over the top of most people who try to guard him.
Ingram now has 2 threes, 6 points, and it's a 1-point game. Maverick Rowan. A little speed dribble from Grayson Allen. Back to Kennard. Up-tempo first half, which we expected.
And neither one of these teams afraid to play at pace.
And there's a whistle and a foul, and it will be on Thornton. Thornton trying to keep him from going, as you said, one way, cheating and going, forcing him that one way.
See, I mean, even, you know, that Cody Martin tried to contest the shot, but it's just so long. You know, no chance to block that at all, and it's really hard to bother his vision as well.
They bring it all the way back to Kat Barber in the backcourt.
They throw a lot of different bodies at Kat Barber. It's Thornton, now Matt Jones gets him. Probably see Grayson Allen on him some. There's that big screen that Debbie was talking about.
Barber picks up his dribble. Martin takes it at the basket, gives it to Abu, banks it in.
You see, because of that, Anya gets kind of lost in the defense, and he scores at the rim. He's got to make them pay if he's going to be in that double team.
B.J. Anya now has 4 points with that layup. This is for 3. And Anya has another rebound.
Wow, they're going to call a foul on Rowan on that play. Pulling Jeter down.
Mark Godfrey's not happy about it either. And let him know about it. That's 2 on Rowan.
That's a big hit for NC State.
No question.
You know, it's 12 minutes to go, and I wouldn't think he'd be out for the rest of the half. We're going to have to be careful.
How about Ingram? 9 points, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Tied at 23.
Both teams shooting 50% from behind the arc.
People at home might hear us say he has 2 fouls. That's big for NC State. That's trouble. This early in the ball game, they'll say, well, how can that be? But neither one of these teams goes deep.
NC State has a luxury of 7.
Martin shot long off the rim. Grayson Allen will push it. Look back at Ingram. He's been deadly. This is a 3-ball. Long rebound. Thornton thought that was going down, but it hit the back rim. And
he's the one guy of the group out there you pick, even though he shoots 35% from 3.
Well, Cat Barber, after a quick start's finally. It's tough going. Here's Anya. He's fouled. He'll go back to the line. Anya only a 40% free throw shooter, but he's going there after this break. You are watching the #1 basketball network in the nation, the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Also streaming live now on the ACC.com and on the official ACC mobile app. We've had 4 ties, 5 lead changes, and we're deadlocked at 23, Mike.
Yeah, you see where all the red is on that left side, and it's funny with a right-handed player, when they run him on a post-up, they will post him up on that left wing right by the free throw line, and he loves to work that side, which you would think for a right-handed player would be the other way, but Ingram off to a fast start here this afternoon.
Yeah, the young freshman is a leading scorer with 9 points. He's 6'9", out of Kinston, North Carolina. Boy, Carolina recruited him hard. He ended up going to Duke. Freshman of the year in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And off to a great start here this afternoon.
David Robinson's son, who's a player on the Duke team. Great player for years with the San Antonio Spurs. Was there for the early part of the Tim Duncan years.
Great guy, too. Everybody talks about B.J. Anya in his free throw shooting. He came into the tournament at 40%. But yesterday and today, he's had a pretty good stroke. And he makes them both.
3 of 3 in the tournament.
Back to Allen. Allen whips it around. Shot clock hadn't been a factor. Brandon Ingram looking for a little space. Allen goes down to the baseline and brings it back. Well, what a nice drive by Thornton. He has his first bucket.
See, that's what you like that for 2 reasons. One, he makes the bucket, but he puts pressure on Barber to defend. You want to maybe pick up a foul or 2, put some pressure on Mark Godfrey to make a decision about him. But make him work on the other end.
Great point. Martin gets it back. Great hustle by Thornton to make Martin think about it, and then Martin drops a 2-ball on him.
That possession was all Caleb Martin. He had the hustle to go down the other end and get it, and called his own number.
This is a whistle and a foul on B.J. Anya. Correction, Abu.
Now let's see what You know, this is one of the first times with the stretch that we've seen both of NC State's bigs on the floor at the same time. Everybody, you know, that's just ingrained in the players to hit the floor, go after the ball. But the tough matchup is going to be on this end of the floor. That who guards Ingram? Is it Abu or is it Anya? Because Ingram then goes and squares up and goes off the dribble.
How about the year this kid's having, Brandon Ingram? He's now made 95 of his 135 free throws for the entire season. Impressive.
He's got to guard Anya, and he's about 6 weight divisions below him.
Tied again at 27. Anya tries to back in. They double him.
Yeah, I think any post play, they're going to, and with either one, they're going to come in double big.
Martin with a nice jumper. That's a 2.
Off to a good start.
Ingram trying to stay perfect beyond the arc, and he does.
Yeah, that's a tough cover for Abu. We talked about it. He's making them pay down the other end. Both of those guys would be much more comfortable guarding in the post.
Duke by 1. Maverick Rowan looking for his first. Got a 3. He had 6 of them yesterday.
Caught that in rhythm, turning to his right hand.
Into the corner they go. Kennard whips it around to Allen, down into Ingram in the corner. Allen.
His fourth shot, he hasn't been that aggressive, letting his teammates work into their rhythm.
Cat Barber has it blocked by Plumlee, and Plumlee gets his own block. Starts the Blue Devils running.
Well, that's the other thing. Ingram gives you another body who can bring the ball out of the backcourt off the dribble like their power forward. Saw Devin Thomas have that ability yesterday.
Ingram turnaround 2.
And he
just hurt himself.
Yeah, he stepped on his heel. And the whole Duke crowd stands up and there's a hush.
Take another look at it, Mike.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. He just kind of tweaked it a little bit. He's going to retie his sneakers, try to keep the swelling down a little bit. It looks like he's walking okay. That one didn't roll completely over.
And Mike Krzyzewski finally exhales.
Well, you see the Duke contingent is sitting behind their bench, and there you could hear the hush.
First the gasp, then the hush. But he seems to be okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he could go in at halftime and get that retaped and looked at.
I was going to say, I assume those ankles are taped, which kept it from being more severe. Pump fake for Martin, throws it up.
He's moving around pretty well. He's grimacing a little bit, but
Allen right down the lane to Plumlee. We talked about the showdown of stars, and they're playing well. Ingram, Cat Barber, splash, and Ingram with the bang. Hey folks, do we have a power lunch for you coming up this Friday? Fabulous Friday. We'll have the Legends Lunch at the Marriott Marquis, and the 2016 class of Legends will go in, one from each school in the Atlantic Coast Conference. For Duke, it's Jason Williams. Played 1999 and 2002. Played a leading role on Duke's 2001 NCAA championship team. He won ACC titles in all 3 of his collegiate years. Not to mention he was consensus National Player of the Year his junior season. ACC Tournament MVP his freshman year. Quite a career for Jason Williams, and we'll honor him on Friday.
Yeah, and that's always a great lunch. It was great to be a part of it one time, and Actually, it'll be a lighter load for you this year. You have a little time. You used to have to hustle between that and the semifinals.
I'm going to get you to go with me to show for me. Here's Barber. Quick crossover, but they shut it down and they get it back out to Rowan. Never gives it back to the Cat. This game has already had 7 ties.
See, that's what Barber
with a slam.
That's what Barber does to you. That Plumlee had to come over. It was a good screen up top. He got the ball on the drive, and that draws Plumlee over and leaves the boot right open.
Kennard bounces around the top. Ingram's going to drive. They shut that down and give it to Allen. Allen.
Yeah, I think now he's going to start to be a little bit more aggressive looking for his offense.
Tied at 34. Great rivalry. Everybody talks about Carolina and Duke, but this is a pretty good one too.
Here's the look. I look at that wraparound. I mean, there's just no way that Plumlee had any way to go back, and then Allen got away with a little bit of an arm bar there to create some separation. I don't know that it translates well on TV, but it's amazing to see how fast Grayson Allen is in person and how athletic he is.
Absolutely. People don't realize how tall he is. He's 6'5". And Martin is fouled by Allen. That'll be Grayson Allen's first personal.
Yeah, good. That was a great one-on-one defensive play by Cody Martin. The better defensive of the Twins, but that's just a pick in the open floor. Allen, his vision elsewhere, looking on, and then picked up the cheap foul.
You talked about the most improved players in the ACC when we were doing the game yesterday. He certainly is one of them. Maverick Rowan knocks down the jumper. He now has 7 points.
You know what? I think Marshall Plumlee probably gets some consideration for that too, from where he's come from.
Whistle and a foul. This will be on Leonard Freeman. Somebody tries to get that first step on Freeman. You know, he's got to fight to get there. He's got a rod in his leg and plays in pain.
Duke's in the bonus now for the rest of this half. Duke with 14 fouls, so they're a ways away from putting NC State to the line.
Ingram makes the first. Well, you got to give Freeman a lot of credit.
Yeah, he's battled through so much physically. I mean, he's playing on base with 1.5 legs out
absolutely.
there. But he's really given him a lot this year.
He fractured his leg. They inserted a rod. He's had several stress fractures since, but continues to play through pain. He's got a sleeve on that right leg, but you know he's in pain. Just watch him run and he labors. Let's go over to Debbie.
Hey guys, Coach Godfrey told me the other day that Leonard continues to come to him. I can help, Coach. I can play. My leg is fine. And Coach said, I'll put him in as long as he's not limping. But if he's limping, then I got to take him out. But I might need him in case we get in foul trouble. So I like to get him in early.
As much as he tries not to limp, when he gets tired, you'll see a little bit of it. Today's coverage of ACC basketball is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines, stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. We're so proud to have you with us and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Well, Ingram has another one coming. Try to tie the game again. Big rebound by Malik Abu. Barber feels a little bit uncomfortable when they cheat on him like that, to take one side away from him.
Yeah, they're going to shadow him a little bit. And Thornton out there with the 2 fouls, but I think Mike Krzyzewski going to take a chance to see what he can get out of him, and a great move right there rather than Kennard picking up his second.
And again, Freeman was supposed to be protecting the lane there and couldn't get off that push off on that leg. He couldn't get over. turn it over. Duke doesn't have numbers. Allen pulls up, looks for somebody underneath. Good job that time. Cat Barber will take it.
Again, you can see Freeman laboring to get up the floor.
Barber beyond the arc.
Got to get to him a little bit earlier, but that's, you pick your poison with him. Take your chances with him shooting the three rather than getting inside.
39-37 Wolfpack.
See, they love to give him a clear out on that left-hand side.
Ingram gets the roll. He has 19 points already, Mike.
And they just right from the very start in practice, he said, I like to post up on this side, so they clear the left and let him go to work.
They continue, as you told me they would, switch on Barber. Matt Jones on him now, gets the first step by him. And the whistle and the foul. Abu right to the rack.
Barber has a third assist in this game, and all of them have been drives into the lane, drawing Plumlee in, and the dish to the other big.
Foul is on Matt Jones, his first. Here's Barber from the bonus sphere. It's 41-39, and Abu will try to add to that. Sophomore from Boston, Massachusetts, shakes his head, knows they're going to need every one of those foul shots today. These two teams get to the foul line as much, if not more, than every team in the country.
Yeah, that's what Kennard is doing. It's smart. Rowan's got the 2 fouls on him. He's going to put pressure on him to defend.
Get it back to Barber. Shot clock at 15. Maverick Rowan. Tucked it away like a fullback through the offensive line.
Those two going at it one-on-one right now.
This is the first half. It's being well played and at a very high level as Plumlee slams it home.
Yeah, and that's what he's become adept at. That all he has to do is face up and get his hands ready because you're so concerned about the other 4 scorers out on the floor.
These two teams may have half 100 at intermission. Probably will. Here's Barber.
I don't think the shot clock has been in jeopardy of going off in this half.
That's going to be Cody Martin undercutting Ingram.
Well, there's Rowan cutting in into inside right now, taking her hard, but then the finish by Plumlee ties it at 43. Sky score tied at 43, and Cat Barber will take a look at this double screen right here to try to get him into open space, first from one side, then from the other side. Awfully hard to defend, and talked about him getting screens from big, so you eliminate the switches, but this is where he's at his best. And then the pull-up jump shot in the open floor, 11 points for him, Tim. And he's 3 of 4 from 3 in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, this is the final duel of the season between the ACC scoring leaders, Grayson Allen and Cat Barber. And as you mentioned, Barber with those 11 points out to a great start. And Grayson Allen still having an impact. He only has 5 points, but he certainly has had an impact on the game.
But like I said, the shot clock not in jeopardy, and we may see this may be a 90 to 100 point game.
Allen already with 4 assists. As Ingram goes to the line and tries to break the tie. Kirk, the young 19-year-old in the ballgame now for NC State. Here's Barber. Boy, he got a good look and thought it was in.
Well, Kirk, I think is a better matchup maybe defensively out there. He's going to draw Kennard.
Kirk is a 6'8" freshman. He's got long arms, but Kennard just takes him to the rack and banks it in. Kennard now with 8 points.
Both he and Grayson Allen stronger than they think they are. As is Ingram for that matter. He looks thin, but very strong in his own right.
Caleb Martin knocks down that 3, then looks at the official and says, "Hey, hit my arm." They're always begging. Here's Kennard. He knocks down his shot. What a tremendous first half. Played at a very high level.
And NC State staying close in the three-point category, which is huge. They've made 5. Duke has made 7.
Here's Martin with a wraparound to his twin brother over to Barber, and Cat Barber banks it in. And we're tied at 48.
Wow, this has been some offensive display by both teams, and in both ways, driving the ball and knocking down threes.
Kennard right back at him, knocked out to Martin. They've got numbers. Kick it into the corner to Martin for 3. Yes!
Well, he saw the numbers, and he ran right to the corner to the three-point line.
Grayson Allen calls timeout. Coach K doesn't like what he sees. NC State does. What a performance by both of these teams so far.
Here's the look, and it didn't look, it was a number situation, but at the very end, he flares out to the wing, and there's no way they can get to him.
And the band plays on at the ACC tournament, brought to you by New York Life. The ACC and your local Toyota dealers are unlocking the ACC archives, where you can relive over 90 classic basketball games for free. Today we looked at NC State's 1987 run to the ACC tournament title. The Wolfpack followed wins over Duke and Wake Forest with a one-point championship game win over North Carolina to give Jim Valvano his second ACC tournament title. ACC.com/vault, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. NC State has a season-high 51 points in the first half. You could tell the way they were going, we were going to get to half 100. Here's Plumlee!
Let's make that both sides a half 100.
Yep. Martin looked at the 3, pulled it back out.
Different look at 2-3 zone now for Duke.
Final 40 seconds of the first half.
Caught NC State a little off guard. Having a little trouble getting organized.
Got 7 on the shot clock. Barber with fire and knock it down. How about his first half?
Yeah, and he just bails him out with a tough jump shot.
That 2 gives him 15 points. Final 20 seconds of the first half. Shot clock is off. Under 10. That's a push off on Allen.
Second personal foul on him. Mike Krzyzewski's not going to take a chance, I think, on the third one.
NC State takes a timeout.
Well, here's the look, and nice pick and roll inside, the weak side falling asleep defensively. But then Cat Barber, this is a play was slow to develop, forced to the baseline, and taking and making more jump shots, including threes in this first half.
Mike, a reminder coming up on the Hardy's halftime report. Tom and Corey will break down our first game today. What a game that was. Pitt coming away with a win and advancing to play Carolina tomorrow, plus a special sit-down with NC State coach Mark Gottfried. All that plus highlights and stats all coming your way on the Hardy's halftime report. Meanwhile, here we have 5.9 seconds left for the Wolfpack. See what they can get done, and I'm guessing they'll get it in the hands of Cat Barber. Here he is. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Too much, too little, halftime. 53-50, NC State. Wow.
I think he should have pulled up for the jump shot right there, but a great offensive showing for both teams.
Hardy's halftime coming up next.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Haviland, official motor oil of the ACC, and by your Carolina Ford dealers. ACC basketball is being brought to you by New York Life. Keep good going. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. and by Food Lion. Life's better with the Lion.
National Archives, filed in 1935 and finalized in 1936. Not only does it hold the original copies of the Declaration of Independence, Mike, it has the patent for basketball, both the ball and the basket.
I shot at that basket, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember that.
You borrowed my ball, I think. Take a look at the first half. Today's Duke-NC State first half combined for a total of 103 points. Second highest first half in ACC tournament history.
Yeah, Barber 15 points, 6 of 10 shooting, 4 assists, and then Abu has been terrific as well. Another double-figure score for him, and 5 of 6 from the floor. And then Duke getting things going. Ingram, not a bad first ACC tournament game ever. 19 points leading all scorers, and Luke Kennard also stepping up big for the Blue Devils with 11 points. It's 5 of 9 shooting for him.
Mike, you were all academic 3 straight years. You know the other time a game was over 100 points and a half?
How about that? One of the greatest game ever played.
NC State, Maryland. Good call. I knew you would know it. 1974 championship game. The halftime score was Maryland 55, NC State 50, and the Wolfpack ended up winning it. And only one team back then could go to the tournament.
Well, that was the year that North Carolina State, and Maryland were all top 5 in the country.
And only State could go to the NCAA tournament. Amazing. NC State pushes their largest lead to 5 points. And that is exactly the score that Maryland had over NC State in the greatest game ever played in the ACC. Plumlee underneath for the slam dunk.
Well, that gives you a pretty idea why he shoots 66% from the field. A lot of his shots could come in that fashion.
It's high percentage. This game is also physical. At times it looks like a summer league game, but it's physical. Both teams shooting extremely well.
This game may very well come down to fouls, Tim.
Shooting over 60%. Let's go over to Debbie Antonelli. Debbie?
I caught up with Coach Godfrey at the half. He said, we've got to get tougher. We've got to get stops. He likes that small lineup, but they have to be able to get defensive stops with it. And he's going to live with a few threes, but they have to take away the dribble penetration and then recover, so their defense has to be inside out.
Ingram looks at the 3, brings it back, and is fouled by Martin.
Second foul for him. Again, I want to see at what point in time that Grayson Allen starts to be a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Allen brings it in. Mike Eads, the official, gives him the ball, and here we go. Ingram with the turnaround, a little bit short. Martin pushes it into the corner. Cat Barber left alone. Boo!
Sometimes he has had issues finishing around the rim, but not that time. Great up and under.
Allen, catch and shoot.
Rowan just on the weak side. He had been lost for a little bit. Allen finally found him. He was just begging for the ball.
Allen was like a safety in football, though. He was going to come for the pick if they threw it to him.
Everybody except Plumlee, when there are crosses, they're going to switch.
Back to Rowan. Doesn't take much to get his shot off either. He's got the catch and release theory. Kennard kicks it back. Ingram for 3.
Amazing how versatile he is.
Amazing. Fun to watch. He makes it look easy. Back door was closed, so Barber gets it back.
How about that? The ability to go one-on-one with Barber.
And they clear it out, too. It's just those 2. Quick release.
What a defensive series for Brandon Ingram. There was no help coming either.
Kennard for 3. 61-57 Duke.
He and Ingram 13 for 20.
Maverick Rowan to catch and release.
This is good fun.
It's incredible. Welcome to the Summer League.
Yeah, exactly. I got next.
Kennard. That's a jump ball. Great defensive play.
NC State
has the ball. Possession arrow.
Yeah, it's just trailing down. You got to defend. You have to get to those perimeter shooters.
One-point game, 16 minutes to play. Which of these will advance? 19th ranked Duke, the number 5 seed against the number 12 seed NC State Wolfpack.
Here, this game gets played Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame was in here bright and early this morning having their coffee and shooting around. That brings Mike Bray back home. He's a Bethesda boy. He'll have the place packed tomorrow. These teams are shooting well. I know Corey questioned the defense, but wow, what a shootout.
Yeah, Tim, 10 of 18 on the game for the Blue Devils, but they picked up the pace in this second half. Grayson Allen getting out quickly, and then Kennard and Ingram. So 3 of 4 to start this half.
Both these teams shot over 60% in the first half, and you look what they did beyond the arc. Pretty impressive. So defense or not, they're playing at an extremely high level.
2 freshmen and a sophomore.
Here's Ingram again. That's for 2. Plumlee knocks it out of bounds. Mike Krzyzewski says, grab it. He can get after the Plumlees pretty well now. He knows that family pretty well.
Yeah, they should endow a building there.
Cat Barber in the follow by Abu. Abu's got 15 points, Mike.
Yeah, 3 and 4 white jerseys in the area. Got to come up with that block.
And the Wolfpack retakes the lead.
NC State going zone right now, trying to save some fouls.
What a battle. What a battle. Kennard shot. Good.
They let him play. I mean, they are letting him play.
I love that.
Yep. And Barber went down hard. He's so that was the same. It was the same arm wrist that he hurt yesterday. Remember, he went down that game.
Absolutely. He went down early in this game too, Mike.
Yeah, it was in real time. That sounded. He said there's been a lot of bodies hitting the deck in this game.
Folks, you may be seeing a little history today here, folks. Second highest scoring game in ACC tournament history for the first half. NC State has been involved in both of those games. Let's go over to Debbie.
I spoke to Cat before the game. He said he was not sore. His elbow was fine. The thing about Cat in the last 12 games, out of a possible 480 minutes coming into this game, he played 470. He's going to have to take a seat here, which would be only 10 minutes in the last 12 games he has not played, guys.
Let's just hope he hit his crazy bone that time. It's nothing serious.
Well, and believe it or not, in these situations, it's been Cody Martin who has been the backup point guard.
Oh, this is definitely going to hurt him. And here is Cody Martin right here with the ball. Scoring's got to come from Maverick Rowan.
He and Caleb Martin.
Gets the ball to Anya. 5 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock as they release it. The put back and they get a new 30. Maverick Rowan for 3. Plumlee pulls the board. Grayson Allen.
Well, you could see in that last offensive possession, Tim, the lack of what Cat Barber means to this team. That was one of the first times in this game that the shot clock was almost all the way down to 0. Anya picks up his second, and again, that play there illustrative of Allen's ability and his burst up the floor.
Grayson Allen has been money at the free throw line, one of the best in the nation at 83%.
Kennard almost automatic.
He has 9 points now.
The big thing for Duke, they've been able to avoid any major foul trouble from anybody.
NC State did not start B.J. Anya for that very reason.
They've put a sleeve, it looks like, on Cat Barber's right arm.
Cody Martin back south. Looks up at the shot clock, 15. And a foul before the ball was thrown away.
Matt Jones holding him, and Barber's in some significant pain. He's going to come back in, but I was watching him. He was really wincing, and he's
still not moving that arm very much.
Yeah, and he's just trying to flex it right now, see where it can go.
Let's go over to Debbie.
Guys, he's got a bruise on his right elbow. They put a compression sleeve on it. He's going to give it a go.
Abu gives that a go. And Abdul Malik Abu puts it down hard.
Well, neither one of these, every time it seems like women, somebody's going to get a little separation. The other team reels them back in.
If it's possible, Cat Barber just has to forget about that arm and let it go. You never think about an injury. If you do, it affects you. Coaches used to say there's a difference between pain and injury, right, Mike? Drop step, great move, may have gotten away with a push, still puts it home.
You play hurt, you don't play injured.
Right. Good call. We've got them all. That means we've been in the training room a lot, reading all the signs. Can't make the club in the tub. Here's Thornton with the penetration, turns it over. Plumlee gets it back. And Plumlee is fouled.
Here's a look right at you. They just threw right over, and Abu able to get separation and finish. And then no call to play on right there, or just a big size advantage over Thornton.
Anya now has 3 personals, Mike.
Well, NC State can sustain injury or foul trouble at that position up front much better than Duke can.
Duke is just doing exactly what it has to do. If they're hitting threes and hitting their free throws, Duke will be in every game. It's the way they play. Tied at 66. Makes them both. That's the 18th lead change of the game.
I'm going to try to buy right now maybe Plumlee a couple of minutes, get below the next TV timeout, and have Chase Jeter come in.
Cat Barber, who's been an Ironman for NC State, averages about 38 minutes a game. He didn't get much of a rest over there when they put that sleeve on. And he gets hit hard again, but he'll go to the line.
He's had 8 or 9 games of 40 minutes plus, including overtime. And this is now, we'll get a first good look at what his jump shot looks like with these 2 free throws.
Yeah, good point. We'll see how that arm is. Fouls on Jeter, and that's his first. Meanwhile, Barber goes to the line, and the first team All-ACC guard, 87% free throw shooter, makes the first.
Pretty solid.
He has scored 30 or more points 8 times. Debbie?
Well, you know he leads the league in minutes played, guys, so we know what his toughness level is like. He's not an ice tough guy, no ice baths, no icy hot. He's a couple of ibuprofen. He likes the Normatec leg recovery units, but he just wants to play.
Reminds me of Mike Jaminski.
There wasn't enough ice in Durham for me.
Here's Grayson Allen. Big rebound, and there is a whistle. There is a foul as Chase Jeter took it back up.
He hasn't played a ton, but 3 minutes, he's got a basket. Now he's got 2 offensive rebounds and a chance to get a couple of free throws.
And Abdul Malik Abu picks up the personal, his second. Now, Jeter's only a 56% free throw shooter, but looks pretty good on that one. He's now hit 16 of his 28 free throws. And we have the 15th tie of the game. This is fun.
Yeah, Duke 2-team fouls, NC State with 4, so they're closer to putting Duke in the penalties.
That's the only way this game will stop. It's been so quick. Ball gets stuck on the rim. Rowland gets it off.
And it's Duke's ball, so it's a jump ball, and they get it back, so it works to their advantage.
People at home will be saying, that's another rule, Mike, that should be changed. Looked at it. He wanted it. Instead, Allen running one-hander. He's got that shot down.
Slowly kind of sneaking up the scoring column. 12 points for him now.
So the duel we've been waiting to see from the ACC scoring leaders. 19 for Barber, and as you said, 12 for Allen.
Tyler Paula got a timeout.
It's got a little bit of everything, and Mike Krzyzewski goes all the way out near half court to find out what the heck happened there. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 11:40 left to play in this showstopper. You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports, also streaming live now on the ACC.com and on the official ACC mobile app. Well, we've had some great games, but there's more coming tonight. The New York Life ACC tournament rolls on with 2 more second-round games coming up this evening. Action kicks off with Georgia Tech and Clemson at 7 o'clock. Then in the nightcap, Florida State and Virginia Tech will battle for a place in the quarterfinals. Virginia Tech, well, the Hokies have won 5 straight. Be sure to tune in. Wall-to-wall coverage of the New York Life ACC tournament right here at the Verizon Center.
And they beat Florida State at home, so they win that series, and Georgia Tech and Clemson split their home-and-home series.
We've now had 16 ties and 20 lead changes. Make it 21 lead changes.
Chase Jeter now seeing what Marshall Plumlee gets a lot of, and he says, I'd like to get dunked myself.
Here's Abu, looks at a jumper. They double down on him. Gets it to Anya, and Anya misses a snowbird. Ingram underneath the Jeter. They double Jeter and they block his shot. Duke gets it back, tie up on the floor, possession arrow.
Well, and say this is what
Mike's not happy. Look at Mike Krzyzewski's on the floor.
I think he was saying about the last call down on the NC State side that nobody had possession, so they couldn't call a timeout.
Debbie Antonelli, weigh in on this.
When I was in that NC State huddle, Coach Gottfried had toughness written on that grease board, guys, and they come out of the timeout and they get a loose basketball, a 50-50 ball. That's the kind of plays he's talking about. He said, who wants to play Notre Dame tomorrow?
Well, he's got toughness in number 12 out front.
Does he ever?
Cat Barber's playing in some pain.
How about the blow by and the feed? Drive, draw, dish.
It's just so difficult to keep him in front. And it looks like Matt Jones right now is coming into the game and probably get that defensive assignment.
Plumlee with the dunk.
You know, in this stretch that Ingram and Allen have been really quiet offensively.
Barber has 6 assists to go along with his 19 points. Shot clock is down to 10. Boy, Barber cannot lose any defender, and they turn it over, and Kennard makes them pay at the other end.
I don't see why they didn't. I don't see why Abu didn't either come and set a screen or clear out that time, because all he did was block a driving lane for Cat Barber.
Duke fans go to their feet. They can feel it with 9:28 left. Maverick Rowland had to double pump and bang it in. HOR.
Luke Kennard went flying by him, and Jeff Capel, he's laughing on the sideline. I mean, that's just, you know, we saw one banked in earlier today.
Allen is pure with his.
I can't remember a shooting exhibition by both teams like this in a long time.
It has been a long time. We talked at halftime, 1974, NC State and Maryland in the greatest game ever played in this conference. We're putting up points like this, and they went 3 overtimes.
Both teams are right at 60% from the floor.
Almost another turnover. Maverick Rowan gets it, and Allen's all over him. Ball's loose. Duke's got it. This is Duke basketball now.
What a circle shot. I mean, Martin bearing down on him, and Kennard.
Godfrey wants him to come across the timeline and take a timeout. Biggest lead of the game for Duke. 81-75, 8.5 to play.
Duke building up a 6-point lead, and it has been a frenetic pace over the last couple of minutes. And Cat Barber coming in, what he does so well, getting into the paint area. Boo finishing with the dunk, and then Rowan. This is the double clutch bank shot for 3. And then Grayson Allen comes down and answers a good look for him. He's starting to get cranked up offensively. And then the steal going the other way. And then Thornton, really nice break, and Kennard finishing at the rim.
NC State has hit 5 of its last 6. Duke 4 of its last 4. Check the Bojangles game summary here. NC State shooting 59%, Duke 61%. Wow.
Thing to keep in mind, though, Tim, 1 timeout left for NC State. But that was a good one. And see, that's the one I don't like when you got a jump ball or trying to get a jump ball, calling a timeout in the second half. I think you burn a timeout unnecessarily. Now they only have 1 left.
Martin's shot gets blocked, and here come the Blue Devils again.
But that last one by Mark Godfrey was a good one, because he knows how quickly this could turn into a 20-point game.
This 6 points right now, the 6-point Duke lead feels like 20 to NC State. Ingram with the turnaround. Big rebound.
Plumlee got popped in the nose. Ingram with the block.
Right now, NC State just looks gassed.
They're going to check it. The only thing that Plumlee was worried about, you could see he was looking at it whether it was bleeding at all, but he took a pretty good shot. He came over to it and he says, and actually Jeter's been playing really well in this game, and he's going to come in. Mike Krzyzewski has enough confidence in him right now to put him in the game and let Plumlee gather his wits for a minute or 2.
It's so fun to watch Mike Krzyzewski in these games. Now 68 years old.
Just as energized.
Really just as, and really works hard during ball games. True Hall of Famer. Here's Ingram. Got that nice stop, that step back, gets his rebound. Back to Ingram. Good defensive set by the Wolfpack.
Plenty of time left, still 18 seconds.
Allen couldn't get it to go down, but they get it back and get a new 30.
Second offensive rebound in the series. That's what Plumlee out of the ball game.
NC State is in the danger zone right now. And they played so well. Ingram gets it back, throws it out. Here's Kennard's shot, it draws iron. And it'll belong to NC State. Yes. Terrific job by the Pack defensively.
It's very, very, very dangerous to give this offensive team unit 3 cracks at it, but the State able to come up with no points from Duke. And, saw Plumlee working with his corner man.
Cut me. Here's Martin. A little too much dribbling for Martin. And then comes too hard with the jump hook.
Yeah, there was no continuity offense at all.
So Mark Godfrey gives him a look like, what was that? So Martin's going to come out and Martin's going to come in. Allen, bang! Duke's largest lead of the afternoon.
18 for him, and you know great scorers are going to get theirs in the end.
Maverick Rowan is too hard with his shot. Good follow by Caleb Martin.
Yeah, that was a nice offensive rebound and dish by Abu.
84-77. Mark Godfrey back on his feet, coaching from the sidelines, yelling at his players, urging them on. So B.J. Anya will come back into the ball game along with Cody Martin. Let's go over to Debbie.
Well, guys, you can see Plumlee's checking back in. They're not sure if it's broken or not until they have an x-ray, but he told John Shire he wants to come back in the basketball game.
I don't know who would want to come out of this game. This is some kind of fun. Cross court, Allen, three. Plumlee with a big rebound and the putback. And everybody's battling. Logan knows or not, but he was in there grabbing rebounds.
Well, that's where he does his work, and that's his job to get in there. And a lot of times he'll try to tap it out, but he just grabbed control and outfought everybody.
B.J. Anya picks up his fourth personal. 5:13 left to play in this game. Points for Plumlee. Freeman comes back in for NC State. Well, any of those four personals goes out.
You put Plumlee and Jeter together at that 5 spot, you have 18 points and 11 rebounds right now, Tim.
Big.
Huge.
Now, NC State's got to make sure it doesn't panic and just continues to play what they've been doing all afternoon.
I just want to watch Cat Barber and see how he does with that right arm. He hasn't had the ball as much as he normally would.
Here's Barber.
Great shot.
How's that? And one. He's got another one coming.
That was a three-point bat.
Three-pointer, I believe, and he's got one more coming. That's a tray.
You can see Jeff Cable too about the cardinal sin of fouling a three-point shooter. Wow, what grit.
So Cat Barber answers, makes it 86-80. Try to make it a 5-point game right here.
That's a huge turnaround.
It really
for
is.
NC State.
Gets him right back in it.
Bails them out of a big hole. That's why that guy's first team all-league.
Here's Matt Jones. Matt Jones has sat out a lot today. Kennard, this is for two. Ooh. That was pretty good defense, too. He had a hand right in his face.
A friendly roll.
Soft rims we were talking about at Verizon.
And they're setting all sorts of screens for Rowan along the baseline.
Rowan's off to the left. Freeman takes it up. And Duke comes away with it.
Ingram really, you talk about guys looking gassed, he really looks fatigued.
Allen for three. Here comes Cat Barber. Wow.
Well, you know what? When your right hand is hurt, you use your left.
Amazing, huh? .337 to play. Cat trying to bring him back. He had the 3, and then he had this beauty. We still don't know who's going to win this game or who will make the big play, but to this point, take a look at tonight's play of the game. It's driven by Continental Tire. Cat Barber with the 3 ball, the foul, made it a 4-point play. Cat Barber keeping NC State in this ball game.
It really got him out of a big hole in one play, and a play that potentially could be a momentum swinger. It'll be interesting to see how Duke answers to this.
Mike, there's only been 3 turnovers and none in the second half by Duke.
Well, they're one of the best in the country in that category. It is just over 10 a game.
They trailed 53-50 at the half. They've outscored NC State 38-30 in the second half.
Well, with the pace that they play at, too, that's a remarkable number.
Grayson Allen penetrates, drops it to Plumlee, turns it over. That's an intentional foul by Grayson Allen. He grabbed his jersey. Let's see what the call is.
And I couldn't tell, and he grabbed his arm instead of. I thought it was his arm instead of his jersey.
It is. It's both.
And then right there, but the arm was the first grab, and I think that's what Mike Eads may be over there saying.
Well, Allen's going to get a lot of attention anyway because of some things that have happened this year. Outback for a year is back, folks. Let me tell you about it while they're over at the scorers table. Download the official ACC mobile app today at theacc.com/mobile app and look out for the banners in the app for your chance to enter to win. The ACC mobile app, it's presented by Outback.
I think the issue is did he grab the arm first and then the shirt? The grabbing the arm.
No, you're right.
The
you're
foul.
Right. And that's what they'll look for. And I think he grabbed the arm first.
Either way, they're not going to get a good reaction from one of these benches.
Take another look at it.
They're talking it over right now. There's the initial grab of the arm, and then afterwards, it was a swipe at the jersey.
That arm has had enough anyway. We're going to get the actual call here in just a second. The officials, Mike Eads, Tim Coleman, Louis Agriquez.
One foul assessed to Grayson Allen. That is his 3rd. That is team foul number 5.
Well, there's going to be the out of it is going to be a flagrant 1 foul called because Grayson Allen made no attempt to play the ball. He just grabbed at the arm. So it'll be 2 free throws in possession. And
that's a good call.
With the 4-point play earlier, this is a huge, or could be a huge swing in this game.
He's got to make them all count here. It's 88-83, Duke. Cat Barber at the line. And misses the first, pinched it just a bit. Mark Gottfried is upset with that. He knows he needs every point he can get now. First team all-conference players, not going to miss them both.
Side out of bounds, play on for North Carolina State.
4-point game.
I think Matt Jones will get the assignment of Cat Barber for the rest of this game. The extent they can. They're going to switch anything they can on the front of the same sides.
Mike, when I said that was an intentional foul, I meant he didn't make a play on the ball.
Yeah.
That's Grayson Allen. That's 4 on him. So sit tight, everybody. This one's not nearly over. 3:06 to play. Duke was on the verge of slamming the door and locking it.
Well, and the thing, too, is that Grayson Allen is on Maverick Rowan, too. That's not an easy defensive task.
And the foul, and Cat Barber's going to go back to the line, I believe. It was Barber who was fouled, and the foul was committed by Matt Jones, his 3rd. Cat Barber now with 27 points.
It's amazing the load that he has had to carry for this team the whole year.
Yep.
Not just scoring the ball, but goes 2 for 4 from the line.
Yeah, he looked tired there on those both trips.
Well, and I'm sure the elbow is affecting him as well.
He's gone over 30 points 8 times. He'd like to make it 9.
So we haven't heard from Brandon Ingram in a while. Maybe time to put the ball in his hands.
Jones to the basket, drop step, puts it up. Comes away empty and State's running. Clock continues to move, 2:15 left. Cat Barber, yes sir! 29 points.
Unbelievable.
And it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, Grayson Allen draped all over him too.
Cat Barber trying to refuse to lose. Grayson Allen the same way, and he's fouled by Martin. You can see why these are 2 great players.
Well, here's the defense right here. A good block. Matt Jones trying to get something going to the rim, but that was actually Rowan coming for the block, and then Barber with that little step back. There's the foul. Yeah, that was Cody Martin on the reach in.
And that's 4 on Cody Martin. So Allen at the line to extend Duke's lead. Trying to make it a 3-point ball game under 2 minutes to play.
We'll give Thornton. They may be going back and forth with Matt Jones and Thornton and guarding Barber.
Misses the second. Unusual miss. Puts the ball back in Cat Barber's hands. So it's a 2-point game. Barber kicks it back out to Martin. Martin looks at the shot. Takes the 2 instead.
That was not a good closeout by Ingram that time. He used a little pump fake and he was able to get by him for that little floater.
Tied at 89. Ingram. Plumlee with the putback and he's fouled.
Here it is. You have to come out. Now he stops and helps, but you have to come out from under control, and he goes for the pump fake. And Martin making the nice play. It was almost a charge. He just pulled up in front. And then how about Plumlee, broken nose Navy, and all battling for a chance for a 3-point play.
Now the foul mic is on Cody Martin, and that is his 5th. So Cody Martin has been disqualified.
B.J. Anya is going to come in his place.
So Cody Martin will take a seat on the bench and wait to see if they live to fight another day. Cody Martin leaves with just 2 points.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Hardee's. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
The Jefferson Memorial. The interior walls are engraved with excerpts from the Declaration of Independence. Great trip if you're a history buff. City of Monuments. Most powerful city in the world. So Cody Martin takes a seat. He's out. Plumlee's at the line. He has 16 points. And extends the Duke lead. It's a 3-point ball game. And this crowd is alive and comes to its feet for the final minute of play. Day 2. Rowan.
He has made some circus shots, but that was a little rush.
That was really well defended. And he wasn't complaining about a no call.
about 20 seconds plus between shot and game clock.
They get the ball in Allen's hands. That's where they want it. There's 6 on the shot clock. He's got to go. Allen takes it at the basket, has it blocked and knocked out of bounds. So they'll have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Timeout Duke. 30.8 seconds remaining in the game. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Our performance of the game is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. How about this? Plural. Cat Barber and Grayson Allen. We talked about it at the beginning of the game, Mike. There's no question these two guys are 2 of the best in the game. And it was the final duel of the season between these 2.
Yeah, and both games were very high scoring and during the regular season, and it's come down to this again, 3-point difference. And you know, right at 2 seconds, there's still enough time to get a shot clock off. I wonder if you look at a situation where you set a screen for a shooter and NC State's so worried about that shooter, you slip a guy to the basket for a layup. It's how BC got beaten by the other day, a similar situation with 1 second to go.
It's a great call. By the way, Barber and Allen, who are the players of the game, they're the only players in the conference that have an average above 20 points a game. Cat Barber, of course, the scoring leader.
Well, you talk about, it's amazing how those 2 could have also very well been in the conversation for most improved.
No question about it. No question about it. Especially Grayson Allen. You know, Grayson Allen shot 34% from 3 last year. He took that way up. He only averaged 4 points a game as a freshman. They beat the shot clock with a good defense. They come up. Duke comes away empty.
You don't have to shoot it. I think you get something quick hitting here and maybe play the foul game.
And they turn it over.
Got a foul now.
B.J. Anya was there and he was open. This is going to be it. Game, set, match. Duke advances to play Notre Dame.
Go over and they're going to look at the clock.
Now there's still 1.3 seconds on the clock.
Right there, that was just a tough defensive play. And Martin right now, Caleb Martin was saying right there, we've got to blow the whistle. We know we're trying to foul.
Mike, they were going for the 2 down here, and Anya had cleared, but he wasn't looking for the pass.
Yep. I believe that was the right play. I mean, you didn't even go for the tie right then. There was plenty of time to get a quick hitting 2 and then extend with fouls.
They did seem to take their time, though, setting that play up. So 1.3 seconds left. Mike, we saw 2 great games today.
Yeah,
this one was incredible.
And, you know, like we figured, a high-scoring game in the 90s, and you know, you're Duke, and you kind of like your chances with one of the best free throw shooters in the country at the line. He's shooting a 1-and-1.
So as it stands now, Pitt will go on to play North Carolina, and it looks like Duke will play Notre Dame. Don't forget 2 more great games tonight. Clemson and Georgia Tech, Florida State and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has won 5 in a row. Tim Brando and Dan Bonner will be on that call. They'll bring you all the action. Yeah. And they put a little more time on the clock, 2 seconds left.
So make this one, you make the first one, and moot point what happens.
Exactly. So Kennard is going to the line. As you said, it's like automatic. 89% free throw shooter. Folks, if you're a kid out there and you're learning how to play the game of basketball, watch this guy shoot free throws. He's hit 84 of his 94 free throws this year. And as I say that, it's the announcer jinx. And instant timeout with 1.4 seconds left.
You know, Tim, a lot of times, too, when you can take the statistics and throw them out the window in the last 2 minutes of a ball game.
No, that's true.
And he just looked a little tired and stiff on that one. So this is now, I wonder if they'll go back and take a look and see and check the time again and how much actually went off. If they'll add another 0.2, and every 10th of a second right now is
Mike Eads is all over it. He goes over there. He's listening to you. He's going to check it, make sure the time is accurate.
But really, your only option. Well, you do have an option with Duke.
Christian Laettner?
No. Once it's inbounds, you foul. You're up 3.
Yep.
Put him on the line.
No, that's right.
So it's either got to be some sort of long home run pass, or it's going to be a 3/4 court bomb that goes in. And I think whoever catches the ball gets wrapped up pretty quickly.
It reminds me of the Capel shot against Carolina.
Yeah.
And I hear Billy Packer still in my ear.
So
you got to foul him, Tim.
Yeah, that's an option. And that's they're confirmed. I just read Mike. It's staying at 1.4, I believe. Yep.
Well, it's a shame one of them has to lose this one because both have played tremendously. It was 53-50 NC State at the half. 92-89 with 1.4 seconds left.
And this is, I don't know how many college coaches would agree with me, but this is where I would kind of like to see that NBA rule where you could advance it to half court, make the end of the game a little more exciting.
Well, that's what it would do. There's no question about that. You've had a lot of good ideas today.
I hope I didn't burn them all for the tournament.
Yeah, I was thinking we still have half the week to go. Not a whole lot of room there to move.
I like having your biggest guy.
Cat Barber, it's good if it goes.
What a game.
That was a tremendous game. He got that shot off in time, but it wasn't even close. For highlights and must-see moments from this game and others, check out theACC.com. Our coverage continues. You've been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference basketball on the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. We hope you joined Tim Brando and Dan Bonner tonight. A couple of good games tonight as well. Mike Jaminski and I will talk to you tomorrow afternoon as the tournament continues. 92-89 Duke over NC State.